Welcome to our Tuesday show, which usually is Monday Fun Day. However, because there was a game on Monday, that show had to move towards Tuesday. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the last couple of streams. It's been a hectic show. Very hectic show. A lot of emotion going into this game. So going into this week, it was rivalry week. Rivalry week for Hawthorn and Geelong, two rivals. And it did not go so well for the Geelong Football Club. But before we get into that, we have other games. What we do on our Tuesday/Monday show is review all other games before we get into ours. We'll start at Thursday night at the Gabba. Brisbane 17-17, 119 versus Collingwood 10-5, 65. Brisbane, the scoreline says Brisbane were dominant, but I thought Collingwood were okay in this game. Maybe I saw something different, but I don't think Collingwood were that bad in this game. But yeah, they lost Nick Dacos earlier, which is always going to be no Nick Dacos, no Collingwood. Josh Dacos didn't have a good night himself. But I thought Collingwood looked okay in some patches, and Brisbane kicked away late. Collingwood, yeah, maybe wildcard is their go, since now it's the top 10. So a disappointing night for Collingwood, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I don't think it's doom and gloom. Brisbane just goes to prove that you can lose, you can go 0-3. They'll be fine. They did that last year. They lost games early last year. They won the grand final. Their firepower is very impressive. Their midfield's impressive. Lachie Neale is still impressive, despite the drama that he's had off field. The only thing that is going to stop Brisbane, I keep saying, is one of two things. One, injuries, and the second thing, motivation. We don't know about motivation. Probably come to round 10, round 11. We'll know more to see if they are really hungry, because it's by round 10 that you know what you're going to get from teams. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks. They've got an okay schedule coming up. So a particularly easy gather round game this week. But we will see with that one. We go to Good Friday Arvo at Avalon, which is the Telstra Dome. It's Marvel. It's Colonial Stadium. I'm going to call it Avalon Stadium. I like that name, Avalon. North Melbourne, 14-12-96. My God, they have put a lot of misery on Carlton, 13-8-86. The Carlton fan base questioning their coach, questioning themselves, ruined their Easter. Wowee. What could have went wrong for Carlton did went wrong for Carlton. Where do we start? Again, this is another game where Carlton led at halftime. Led at three-quarter time. And absolutely bottled it once again. Speaking of bottle jobs, we got one coming up in a minute, but wow, absolutely blew it, Carlton. Don't know what it is. They just can't play four quarters. They cannot play after three-quarter time. They cannot play after three-quarter time. They have a horrible game coming up against Adelaide. And we know what Adelaide's like at gather rounds, especially Port Adelaide as well. That has the potential to be 100 points. I'm not even joking. That could be a 100-point game to Adelaide against Carlton. I think Carlton, if the fans are still with them, anything, all seriousness, anything under 40, 50 points. You take that as a win, to be honest. For North, a lot of controversy about controversy about Alistair Clarkson, the way he handled himself to a young player in the North game. I think it was three-quarter time, half time, where he grabbed I forgot the name of the North Melbourne player, but he grabbed him, gave him a little punch, just a little jumper punch. It's caused a lot of debate. I personally have nothing wrong with that. I'd rather that than a coach say, you know what, I don't like how you played that quarter. Let's see if we can rectify that. I'd rather, if I fucked up, I fucked up. Again, that's probably 90s old school mentality. I know Caroline Wilson absolutely pissed her pants complaining about this on her show. But I had no problem with what Clarko did. I've been told straight to my face when I was playing state Premier League cricket. I was trying to get into my state side. I got told straight to my face, mate, you're not quick enough. You're not playing until you get speed. You're not playing. I got told that straight to my face. It wasn't a look. There are a couple of guys ahead of you, you know, maybe if there's injuries. I just got told you're not quick enough. You're not quick enough. I'd rather that. Brutal honesty. And I had no problems with what Clarko did to that young North Melbourne player. Friday night at Adelaide Oval. This was a hell of a game. Adelaide 11-10-76, Freo 11-12-78. A lot of debate about Fremantle being flat track bullies. Can they win outside of Perth? Can they beat a quality opponent outside of Perth? They had their chance in round one against Geelong. Should have won that game. Bad kicking. This time, jumped the blocks early. This is similar to the Geelong game, in fact. This was very similar to the Geelong game. At Cardinia in round one. Fremantle jumped the Crows early, just like they jumped Geelong early. Had a good lead at half time. The third quarter, just like the Geelong game, Adelaide came back. Were all over Fremantle. Finally, they got their ball movement together. Fremantle went back to old ways. And then the fourth quarter, just like the Geelong game, Adelaide hit the front. And you thought game over. But Fremantle changed tactically. They started to take a couple of more risks. Josh Tracy kicked a tremendous goal from the pocket, a dribbler goal from the pocket. And Freo found their way in front, and they managed to hold on some diving efforts by Alex Pearce. Hate him or not, a hell of a smother late in that game, the dying seconds of that game. And it was probably the smother that won them the game. So excellent win by Fremantle. For Adelaide, yeah, flat trackers. They've got Carlton this week. They still yet to beat a top quality side. That was their whole problem last year. Some were saying they got a soft draw. They played Hawthorn and Collingwood in those finals. Got embarrassed in both of those finals. It wasn't even close. And once again, they've lost to Footscray. They've lost to Fremantle, and they've lost to Geelong, teams that will be up and about around final. So pressure is now on Adelaide. We're probably not going to know much about this week because they got Carlton. But it is what it is with that one. This, for me, was an unbelievable game. Unbelievable. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, sorry. That's Sunday. We've skipped ahead a couple of games. Don't forget well, it's appropriate that I go to this game because the next game is an absolute stinker. Stinking game. Absolute stinker. So maybe I should have just went to Sunday Arvo. Saturday Arvo, MCG, Richmond 6-12-48, Port Adelaide 13-12-90. Some of the worst first half you will ever see. Nobody could hit targets. Nobody could kick goals. You know, even Butters was struggling to find targets 10 metres out. It was one of the all-time worst games ever. It got slightly better because Richmond's Port Adelaide applied some pressure in that second half, I suppose. And Richmond never got really out of first gear, let's be honest. I don't even think this game went into third gear. Port Adelaide went from first to second, and Richmond couldn't go with them, and that was about it. So though Zach Butters probably had another best on-ground game, another 30 disposals. That is all you have to say about this game. I don't know what positives you can take. Yeah. Don't know. Yeah. Don't know. Good luck. Good luck to these two teams. Richmond will play GWS at Gather Round. Port Adelaide will play St Kilda. Yeah. Saturday night at the Swan River Stadium, Perth, West Coast. Sunday Arvo at the MCG, Melbourne 16-13, 109, Gold Coast 14-5, 89. This was a tremendous game. Let's be honest, there's no point doing this game. West Coast and Sydney, there's no point in me going into it. Isaac Heaney, 3 votes. That's all I'll say. Isaac Heaney, 3 votes. Waste of time me going over this game. Waste of time. But the upset of the round, yes, at the MCG, Sunday Arvo, Melbourne 16-13, 109. Wowee. Gold Coast 14-5, 89. Cozzy owns you. Cozzy Pickett. Latrell Pickett. The Pickett Show. And Gold Coast had no answers. Had nothing. Mind you, Ben King should have put this game to bed in the first quarter. He dropped easy marks. But when Melbourne got in front after half-time, that was it. The door was shut. Stephen King is playing tremendous football at this club. Excellent ball movement. He's now the 3 out of his first 4 games. His team's kicked over 100 points. So he's playing free attacking football. And he's not just beating little bottom teams. This was a big win against a big club. As far as ladder position goes, or their projection in the final. There's a lot of people saying this is Gold Coast's year. So this was a big scout for Stephen King. So he's got that ticked off the board. Melbourne, they can push for wildcard rounds. The way they're going, I can't see how they don't. It will be very interesting to see. They've got a huge opportunity this week at Gather Round Melbourne. They play Essendon, so geez, they can be in the top 4 next week. And that's probably another game where Melbourne have kicked over 100 points. So Stephen King is doing a tremendous job. We got rid of the wrong fucking coach, Geelong fans. We got rid of the wrong fucking coach. We got rid of the wrong coach. As far as Gold Coast goes, yeah, they weren't convincing against Richmond at the MCG as well. So here's the thing. Can they win at the G? All good, all rainbows and unicorns winning at whatever the Gold Coast Stadium, wherever the fuck the stadium's called. All fun and it's all unicorns and rainbows, all fun and games. But your grand final is not played at Gold Coast Stadium. It's played at the MCG, and twice you have been very unconvincing against Richmond, and you've lost against Melbourne. So that might be a problem. And Gold Coast have had this history. They've had history of Gold Coast of demolishing everybody that plays at home. like in Gold Coast. Yet when it comes to away teams they should beat, they lose. They've had a history of this. And this was a terrible result. They're going to be tested this week. There's not many good gather-round games on paper. And they've got Sydney this week. That should be a cracking game. It's a shame it's at fucking Barossa Park. It should be at Adelaide Oval. How is Essendon and Melbourne, with all due respect to Melbourne, but how is Essendon and Melbourne a prime time on Adelaide Oval? Adelaide Oval is for the marquee games, not for fucking Essendon. You know, that's just bullshit. That should be moved. That really should be moved. But yeah, not good enough Gold Coast. Not good enough Damien Hardwick. Not good enough Ben King. Sunday night at Avalon, aka the Telstra Dome, aka Marvel, aka Colonial, whatever you want to call it. Footscray 14-15-99, Essendon 9-11-65. Talk about a team that was unconvincing. I thought Footscray after quarter time were shocking. They were terrible, Footscray after quarter time. Yep, you can make the argument the game was done. The game was cooked. They did not look like a top four side after quarter time, Footscray. Did not look like a top four team. They didn't even look like a top 8 team after that, after quarter time. All right. Yeah, maybe they put the cue in the rack. It was over at quarter time. They're up by 50 by quarter time. I thought they would do what Sydney did at West Coast and absolutely belt them. They didn't. Their ball movement was horrible after quarter time. I don't know if they were mucking around with it. You know, Luke Beveridge at times wasn't happy. That's the old Footscray we saw last year. That, you know, on their day can absolutely beat anybody, but on their day they could play some horrible football. Essendon, well, after quarter time, we're thinking, here we fucking go again with Essendon. Can it get any worse for this club? They were the better team after quarter time. It's just unfortunate the game was over at quarter time. If you actually played a half-decent quarter, if you played a half-decent opening quarter, you probably would have won this game. So positive signs at least for Essendon, some. Footscray have a good game against Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval, gather around this week. Essendon play Melbourne at Adelaide Oval on Saturday Arvo. So, yeah, we'll see. Oh, right. Have a drink. Pour a glass. Do what you have to do. The main event. Oh, the state of these fucking players. Easter Monday at the MCG. Traditional rivals. Hawthorn 13-14-92. Geelong 14-7-91. What the fuck happened here? I did a 3-hour preview show, 3-hour review show after that game. So I've had 24 hours to digest. And I can't believe these dickheads in the coaching box fucking blew it once again. And they lost this game inside 1 minute and 40 seconds. Sam Mitchell put James Sicily on the square for the ball up with 1 minute and 40 to go. He put Watson, the Wizard, Harry Potter, in the midfield. By the way, Chris Scott says that it's hard making changes with 1 minute to go. Yeah, Sam Mitchell did it twice. Yeah, Adam Simpson comes out today on SEN and says you've still got enough time to make changes. Yet Chris Scott says you can't make changes. It's too hard. Make that as you will. But I go by the eye test, and I saw Sam Mitchell in the last 1 minute put Watson in the midfield and Sicily in the centre square, on the wing, or the centre, whatever you want to fucking call it. And what happens in those two? What happens? What happens after that? Hawthorn win the clearance. Kick a goal. Drawn game. Sam Mitchell makes another tactical adjustment. He pushes Sicily back to defence. So back from the goal square, like the square, in the corridor square, back to defence. Leaves Watson in the midfield. I call that the placebo effect. Because not one fucking coach saw the Wizard, saw little Harry Potter with his little wand. Expectamento. No one saw him. He's got his cape on, he's got the hat, he's got his little wand. But no one saw him. He had the invisible cloak. He had what was that movie with Harry Potter? He had the invisible cloak. Was that the second movie, The Chamber of Secrets? Was that the second movie, The Chamber of Secrets? He had the cloak on. It was the placebo fucking effect, mate. We didn't see Nick Watson in the midfield. We saw Gary Ayres in the midfield. We saw Lance Franklin in the midfield. We saw John Platten in the midfield. We saw Jason Dunstall in the midfield. We saw every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry except for Harry Potter, the Wizard. We didn't see him in the midfield because Mullins didn't go to him. There was no matchup for him. They go and get a clearance and kick a goal, and still no Mullins went to see Harry Potter. No one saw him. Drawn game. 40 seconds left. Little Harry Potter with his little wand makes a tackle on Tom Atkins. Atkins spoils it. Max Holmes makes a rush kick. Just a rush kick to get it forward. Sicily takes the mark in the hole. So Sam Mitchell, by putting Harry Potter in the midfield, forces a long ball into the forward line because he tackles Atkins, which shouldn't have happened if he actually had an opponent, i.e. Oisin Mullen. And then Holmes picks it up and just kicks it as long as he can, and he kicked it more high up in the air than what he did as long. The ball went 100 metres in the air and it only travelled 20 metres. And Sicily took the mark. And then they go forward. Hawthorn, by any means necessary, just try. All they want is a point. And out of all fucking players, Jack Gunston. Jack Prickston. The Prickston. Steps up. Kicks the Jimmy Bartell point. The point of the century. Kicks the has his Jimmy Bartell moment. See, I think Jack Gunston was Ron Weasley. I think Jack Gunston was Ron Reasley because no one else saw that fucker as well on the field. I think Harry Potter and Ron Reasley, they were sharing the cloaks together. Because every time I saw Jack Gunston lead out on the ball, Jack Henry or Sam DeConey were giving him 10 metres of free space. What the fuck? What the fuck? Harry and Ron. Harry and Ron. And Professor Snape up in the coaching box was going, no answer. No answer. They were sharing the cloaks. What in your rightful mind goes through your fucking head to give Jack Gunston 10 metres of free space? He is the best run and gun forward in the game. And when I mean run and gun, I mean leading into space. Lace out. But we're just going to give him 10 metres. We're going to give him 10 fucking metres of extra space. Fuck it, why not? And the only one that I saw actually man-mark Gunston was Tom Stewart late in that game where he made that spoil. Only time. He lost his cloak. His identity was lifted. And Jack Gunston became exposed by Tom Stewart, who had a hell of a game, by the way. Hell of a game. Wasted game by Tom Stewart. By two little Harry Potter freaks. Two little Harry Potter fanboys. The Wizard and Gunston. Ron and Harry. Sharing their little invisible cloak. Harry Potter, man. You lost to Harry Potter. And Ron Reasley, you fucking embarrassment, this team. And you have Professor Snape laughing in the box. Seriously. And then Chris Scott has the nerve to say, it's hard to make changes late in the game when Sam Mitchell did it. That was bullshit, man. You got out-coached. You got out-coached by Professor Snape and Harry Potter. This team's wasted, man. They're full of fucking wasters, this team. Full of fucking wasters, man. Wasted season. You're not as good as Gold Coast, despite Gold Coast fucking... You might actually beat Gold Coast at the MCG, but if you're playing Gold Coast in a knockout final in fucking Gold Coast, don't even bother going. You're not as good as Brisbane, you're not as good as Footscray. Simple as that. Not when you're losing to Harry Potter fanboys and their fucking cloaks and Professor Snape in his fucking box. Putting the Wizard, putting Harry in the fucking middle. This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Oh, well, we only get them in the big games, all right? We only get them in the big games, except for 89, 08, 212 prelim final? Or 214? 214? 214 prelim final. But we get them in the big games. We get them in the big games. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Little Ocean Melon, mate, he was like a fucking goblin against Harry Potter. My God, I thought this was like McCluggage all over again. This was like McCluggage. The hell with him. No, we'll just leave little Mullins on Hugh McCluggage in the forward line. Ah, fuck it. We'll just leave him on Harry Potter in the forward line. Mate, it was like Harry Potter versus a goblin, mate. It was like Harry Potter versus a dwarf, mate. Embarrassing. He kicked 2 fucking stoppage goals. Where was Mullen? He was like in a world of his own. Or like he had the confusion spell. What's the fucking confusion spell in Harry Potter? Zalimento or whatever it's fucking called. It was all by in a world, not even looking at the fucking Harry Potter when he kicks those 2 goals from stoppages. And what does that coach do? Leaves him on him. Harry Potter only had 13 touches, so I think he had only 13 or 12 touches. He kicked 3 goals though. And then in the last 2 minutes, Professor Snape puts him in the fucking midfield. And Chris Scott doesn't see him because it's not Harry Potter in there. It was Gary Ayres. It was Lance Franklin. It was fucking John Plattman. It was Shane Crawford. It was Christopher Langford. It was every single fucking other player except for Harry Potter because no one saw him because he had a cloak over his fucking head. And then they win the game because of that move. Fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing. We can't even, the sad thing about this, we can't even complain about the fucking umpires because they were fucking dick riding us all game. We can't even complain about them. We can't even complain about the umpires. Let's look at some stats. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me. Here we go. Harry Potter, 3 goals, 13 touches. His mate Ron Reesley, 3 goals, 4 misses, 1 winning point. Brad Close after his terrific 11 touches and 1 ripping goal in the VFL last week, comes back and touches the ball 9 times. Fuck off, mate. Way to go, Scotty. Way to teach them. They will learn for that. They will sure learn for that mistake. Just drop them a week, no matter how bad they stink up the joint in the VFL, and let's bring them back. That's sending a strong message, isn't it? Brian Myers. Played with a broken finger, apparently. Well, why the fuck are you playing with a broken finger, mate? Mate, does everything you touch, do you have to be so fucking fancy? It's like when you kick the ball, it's like you're in a fucking 3-star Michelin restaurant. It's like you're in a 3-star French Michelin fucking restaurant. Everything has to be a little finessed. Everything has to be clever, smart. Why can't you just put the ball on your foot and kick a drop punt? Why do you have to position it like a fucking surgeon with a scalpel? Fucking embarrassing. shocking game. Cameron, awful game. What the fuck? Apparently he's not right either. He's got his arms problem. He was shaking his arm like the fucking noodle man. Why are you playing, mate? Do these players not have any shame or filter? Do they not say, you know what, coach, yeah, I'm not feeling up to it. I'm not fit. Maybe it's best not to play. Let's read some more stats. Let's read some more stats. I'll tell you what Hawthorn's got going for them. They have the best 1-2 rucking combination in the AFL in Ned Reeves and Lloyd. Is it Lloyd Meek? Lloyd Meek. They have the best 1-2 ruck Ned Reeves completely impressed me last night, or yesterday, sorry. Completely impressed me. 28 outs, dominated in the ruck. Went up forward, should have really kicked that goal. But yeah, they found a ruckman there. They found two good ruckmen there, Hawthorn. Yep. Melbourne have got Gawn. Sydney have got Grundy. But I'm talking about 1-2. They're not as good as Hawthorns. I don't even know who Melbourne's second ruckman fucking is. No one's better than them two ruckmen, 1-2 combination. So credit there. Blitzard looked fucking done. He looked done, mate. He's fucking washed. Father Time's caught up with him. He can't move. He can't fucking mark. He can't do anything. His body is fucked. Kicked a nice goal. Had an opportunity in the fourth quarter and absolutely butchered it. Bottled it like fucking Arteta in a cup final. Bottle drops, mate. Fucking bottle drops. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if people want to comment saying, oh, Lucas, you're being negative. I couldn't give a fuck, mate. Go make your own fucking show. Big love to the people that are watching. All massive 3 of you. Appreciate it. You know, and I had some Hawthorn people in the stream yesterday from other YouTube shows giving me the what for. It's all good, mate. It's fine. I cop it, mate. I cop it. Factual Opinion said, Chris Scott, you don't need to play your best team on 360. Oh, sorry, Chris Scott said you don't need to play your best team on 360. Does that mean he'd play an injured start than a fully fit young player? Yeah. Absolutely. We just fucking saw that. We saw that with Cameron. He should have fucking subbed Cameron off last year's grand final. He should have subbed off Max Holmes in the prelim final against Brisbane. Didn't do it. What does that tell you? Cameron's not right. Nil 4 goals, 4 big flexes. Well, mate, how about you flex and actually pick up a fucking ball or mark a ball in the fucking goal square? What about that? What about that fucking ball you dropped in the goal square 4 minutes to go in the Hawthorn game? Any chance you want to flex with that? What the fuck was that, mate? You dropped a sitter in the goal square. How about you stop working on your flexes and worry about actually fucking your efforts? 4 goals you kicked. But once again, when that was there to be won, you folded. But he did kick 4 goals. So he wasn't our worst player. Statistically, he wasn't our worst player. He was nowhere near our worst. Statistically, one of our best players. But how about actually hold on to some fucking marks where it matters? All your little bullshit flexing. It means fuck all, mate. It means fuck all. No, look at Josh Rochelli for Adelaide. It means fuck all, mate. Look, what's show me the money? What he did in Geelong last year when they were in front. Show me the money. Who won that game? How about fucking a couple of weeks ago against Geelong when he kicked that goal and he does this with his hands? Who won that game, mate? Who won that game? Shannon Neal with his little flexes. Who won that game? Got no time for fucking show ponies, mate. You want to show pony? Go to the fucking circus. How about actually win a game when it matters? When the chips are down, win the game. And Shannon Neal couldn't fucking do that. Bose had a good. Bose frustrates me. I think he's an absolute deadeye, but he goes missing. He's not consistent with 4 quarters. He'll play one really good quarter, and you won't see him for the rest of the game. He was good last night, Bose, for 1 quarter. There's no reason for him not to be a Stevie J type player. And mate, you are a better goal kicker than Stevie J. You're a better goal kicker than Stevie J. And when I mean goal kick, I mean shooting the ball for goal. Yet you go too cold. You're too inconsistent. It's like you fuck off to Antarctica, mate. You fuck off to Antarctica. Ice cold. Not good enough, mate. If you add a little bit more consistency to your game, those 1 or 2 goals will turn into 3 or 4. And there's our new Stevie J. But do these coaches, right? Do these fucking coaches even try to talk to our players and develop them? Or is it, you know what, guys, you're AFL players, you're now 28, you're now 27. I thought in order to maintain your skill, you have to practice that skill. You just can't fucking not practice anymore. What is that bullshit? That's like me, right? That's like me fucking bowling in a net for, I've played cricket for 20 fucking years. And all of a sudden, I don't play for 10 years. And there's fucking Jimmy Anderson or Glenn McGrath. And they give me advice. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I've played for 20 years. Like, do they not still teach these players? Do these players not take a board advice? Or they're so stuck up their own arse they just don't want to hear it? Embarrassing. Because that's what I'd do with Bose. I'd say, mate, if you improve your inconsistency, you'll kick 3-4 goals a game like Stevie J did. But instead of doing that, he has 1 good quarter, goes missing next. It's not good enough, mate, because you're actually a fucking elite goal kicker. Good 1v1 battle, Dempsey and Waddle. I think that was 50-50. I think that's line ball. I don't think there were any winners or losers in that game. We'll read the stats. Dempsey, 12 disposals, 1 goal. That's not good by Dempsey. Not good. But Waddle, 1 goal, 13 touches. Waddle wins by 1 point. But it was an even contest between the best winger and the second best winger in the game. And the second best winger in the game, Waddle, edged him out by a point. So now Waddle's probably the number 1 winger in the game. But they had a stalemate. They didn't dominate. But it was good to watch. It was good to watch. Atkinson, 12 touches. Poor game. We keep saying about this fucking midfield for Geelong. They don't kick goals. They're not goal kickers. There's no goal kickers in that fucking midfield. Max Holmes doesn't kick goals. Bailey Smith doesn't kick goals. Tom Atkins doesn't kick goals. Look at Hawthorn. Fucking wizard Harry Potter kicks fucking goals. Ginnivan kicked a goal. What about Newcomb? Did he kick a goal? Or fucking Ward? Let's see here. Ward, McDonald, D'Ambrosio did not kick a goal. Ginnivan did kick a goal. Watson did kick a goal. But our Geelong mids don't kick goals. Don't kick goals. It puts so much pressure on our fucking forward line. I want to see Dempsey in that midfield. I want to see fucking Tanner Brunner in that midfield. This fucking guy, he does fucking nothing, mate. He does nothing. This coach does nothing. Go watch the last 2 minutes and see who's in the centre bounces. I can guarantee you, Max Holmes, Bailey Smith, Tom Atkins. Go watch the last 2 minutes of that game and watch those last 2 clearances. That's who you'll see. Professor Snape in the box at least had the audacity to put Harry Potter on the fucking in the midfield. But we couldn't do anything. We just went with Atkins, Smith, Holmes. Makes you wonder. West Coast this week should beat them. Fuck me, West Coast went backwards that against Sydney, didn't they? Gee. As if they would have bet Sydney, which I said in my tipping show they would. Holy fuck, would I be nervous with that game? Holy hell, now the pressure's off. Because West Coast stinked up the joint. They're back to the old ways. Norwood Oval. Suburban ground. It's not at the Adelaide Oval. Can you fucking believe this? They're opening training session on Saturdays at 9 a.m. What the fuck is that about? What the fuck is that about? What the fuck is that about? 9 a.m. You might as well have it in you might as well have it at fucking midnight. 9 a.m. It's not good enough. Last year, it was at Norwood, Woodville at 4 o'clock. Now they have it at 9 a.m. I'm fucking over this. I'm over this bullshit. And you know what? There's people saying, oh, it's not the end of the world, it's fucking, it's the margin, the margin was only fucking 1 point. It wasn't like it's 100 goals or whatnot. It's not the point. I couldn't give a fuck if it's 1 point or 100 points. We lost to him. Ron Riesel and fucking Harry Potter. Sharing the fucking cape. Sharing the invisible cape. Now, fuck this team, man. Fuck this team. I couldn't give a fuck about these wasters, man. You came on here to watch Hawthorn content, you fucking find another channel. Couldn't give a fuck about Harry Potter and his fucking mate Ron Weasley. But they put a spell on our fucking team, didn't they? I know, big love to everybody. Whether you're a Hawthorn fan or not, it doesn't matter. We'll try to respect people that come on here. There's no need to come from other shows and troll us. Telstra. But it was deserved. We fucked up. It was deserved. It was deserved. We fucked up. I deserved to be trolled that day. Sorry, yesterday. Telstra and Optus, Vodafone, Telstra. Ooh. And just on that, just on coming on from other YouTube shows, I was in talks with somebody from Hoops Crew Management last night, talking about the situation, our situation. That, at the end of the day, the sun will, if they are watching this, at the end of the day, the sun will shine up. People can move forward. But at this point in time, I'm happy doing my own thing. I want to do my own thing. I enjoy this. No, actually, I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. But we'll see at the end of the year, at the end of the season. But as this point goes, for the next few months, I'm happy doing content like this. I don't want to be on any other shows. I'll rephrase that. I don't want to be on Hoops Crew Media show, because I'm collaborating soon with some other people from other shows. Hopefully. Hoops Crew Management is not one of those shows. But, as I said, I will leave the door open. I will return one day. Granted, if they have me. But at this point in time, I have no interest on going on their channel. I'm happy for them to, if they want to comment on my show, I will pin their comment up like everyone else. I will treat them the same people, depending on the admin, who it is. But time moves on. You move on from the time, or the time's moved you. It's been a month since those comments, and it is time to move on. And I spoke to one of them last night, and I'm saying what I told him. I don't want trouble with other shows. I don't want them feeling bad or people saying, oh, well, what you did to Lucas was poor, blah, blah, blah. I don't want any of that. I want to coexist between channels. And if you want me to return, not now, preferably in the later year, I will happily return. But at this point in time, I'm happy doing my own thing away from Hoops Crew Management. And at that time, I thought it was going to be a really bad time. And it wasn't. It actually was. It was actually a good time. I enjoyed doing these, and like I said, I've said this many times before. I don't care how many likes I'll get. I could have 1 million people watching me, but I don't want 1 million people in the fucking comments. I want 6 or 7 people in the comments, because at the end of the day, right now it says 3 is watching, but those 3 that are watching are most important than what's coming out of my mouth. And I don't want 1 million people on commenting, like it's other shows. I want to read every single fucking comment. That's the show that I want to be. I will put anybody that is on, despite what people think of me and my beliefs, I will put anybody on. I don't care if you're black, if you're white, if you're green, if you're blue, 1 arm, 1 leg, born in fucking in Israel, born in fucking Palestine, born in fucking Antarctica. Fuck it, if you're a fairy, I don't give a fuck. Everybody is welcome on this show. You have an opinion, you type it in the comments, it will get pinned. Call me an idiot, call me a dickhead, it will get pinned, it will get mentioned on the show. That's the direction I want to go in. And I'm happy at this point in time to keep it that way. And with all due respect to Hoops Crew Media, I think it's better that way, because they don't need to be on constant eggshells if I say something controversial. I can say it on this show without getting repercussions, because I don't give a fuck. Doesn't bother me. I can say fuck Palestine or free Palestine. It doesn't fucking bother me. For the record, I'm a right-wing conservative. That's my political beliefs. But I'm not a Charlie Kirk preacher. I don't go around holding a life dictionary and fucking preaching about it every single day. Like today with the war soldier, what's his name, Ben? He got arrested. I think that's a disgrace. I think that's an absolute disgrace. And it seems to me Albo had nothing better to do than to say, arrest that man. Lucas, just because your grandfather fought in the wars, it's got nothing to do with that, mate. It's got nothing to do with that. The man defended our fucking country. Now he's being arrested for it. That's my beliefs. You want to come on here and write free fucking Palestine? I'll pin it. I don't know how exactly it helps free Palestine, but I'll pin it. That's who I am. Everybody has their opinion on this show. I don't give a fuck if you're from other shows. If you're trolling like Telstra, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. No, and besides, and if your name is if your name is you get pen, yeah. That was only one fucking time. Because see what happens. See what happens when I had 50 people fucking commenting on in one time. People got kicked because I was rushing through the fucking screen. People got kicked. Poor Jezza, Poor Jezza and Gary. Poor Jezza and Gary. So, like, if I were to show that on stage, below where it says show on stage, there's a put user in timeout and ban user and delete. And because I was like doing this so quickly, that's what happened. My finger went in the wrong position. That sounded so dirty and so rated R. That sounded very OnlyFans-ish. But finger went in the wrong position on the screen, and people got kicked. See, this is why I don't want 1 million people in the fucking stream commenting. I want eight's fine, but not fucking 100. Yeah, Lucas, you don't have to show every single comment. Yeah, I do, because that's what I do. But we are waffling, mate. We are fucking talking bollocks now. We're talking shit now. An hour into it. Big shows this week. If my ankle holds up, I wasn't even supposed to do this video. Kiri couldn't do this. Thanks for that, Kiri. That's your only video you're ever going to make, champ. No, we were planning. We were planning to do a watch along for the West Coast game in the ground. A live watch along in the ground. That's what I was going to do. I was going to go to Rundle Mall where they have the footy events going on. I was going to post stories. I was going to go live, walk through the streets of Adelaide live. I'm planning to do all that, mate. Planning to do all that. And besides, speaking of that, when I had my fallout with the Hoops Crew Media, I could have easily said, I want you to delete every single one of my videos. They're fucking my footage. I want them deleted. But they would delete 90% of their show. Someone brought that up to me a week after our fallout. You know, you could easily say, Lucas, I want those videos deleted, but there goes 90% of their viewership, of their viewership, and I don't want that. But if Hoops Crew Media is watching, I could have said that. And I had every right to. They were my fucking videos. I'm talking about the shorts and the videos that I've came on your show. But we've let it go. We repair bridges. And like I said, just to clarify, I'm not ruling it out. But at this point in time, I'm just doing my own thing. And I love it. I can say what I want to say, and I can say how I want to say it without consequences, without ties to anybody else. And besides, it's better that. Aren't you fucking sick of like the Hoops Crew management? Aren't you sick of me coming on there and saying controversial shit that might get you in trouble? You don't need that anyway. You don't need that. Let me say it on this fucking show. Because one, I'm allowed to do what I want, and 2, I just don't give a fuck. So see, now I'm fucking waffling, mate. But anyway, we'll wrap this up. Like I said, streams coming up live at the grounds, live through the streets of Adelaide. The gather round walkabout, if you want to call it the walkabout. We're going to walk around Adelaide live. POV Adelaide Walk live. We're going to go from one side of Rundle Mall to the other, and then we're going to go from Rundle Mall to Adelaide Oval, and we're going to check out the Footy Festival ground, which is like a little theme park you can go to. We'll stream that. We'll stream all the little games that are up. The Chemist Warehouse shed, all the prizes you win. Yeah, I haven't seen a single fucking minute. I'm gonna have to watch this on the Go. Not Go. What is it? 9 Now. That's what I'll be doing after this. But I've got it on, but I've got the sound down. So yeah, right now, Danny and Beck. By the way, if it is nearly finished, Factual, if it's nearly finished, what did Rachel and Stephen stay? Did they stay married or married? Did they end their relationship, or they kept on going? I'd like to know that, because I heard a rumor that one will leave. One will, like, either Stephen or Rachel will leave. So if that has happened, let me know, so I don't have to fucking watch it. Kept on going. No, kept on going. Okay. Interesting. Because I know these two are going. What is it? Fucking what's his name? Danny and Beck. I know they're still going because they're posting on fucking TikTok every day. Beck calling Target Tarjay. Another posh word for Target Tarjay. My pants, my $14.99 pants are from Tarjay. Tarjay. It's fucking Target, bitch. It's fucking Target. Not Tarjay. Who lives in Adelaide. Who goes to the... I know which shop she goes to because she posts it on fucking TikTok. Know where her shopping is. I know. I've only lived in this fucking state for 30 years. I'll tell you what. Kerry is a NBN installer. I'm not sure he'll be happy with this. Oh, he's pretty open with this anyway. He's an NBN installer. So he works all around Adelaide. When I do cricket, so he works 5 days a week. Here's a little story here. This has got to do with Americans watching footy, Ethan and Kessler. Mainly Ethan. But anyway, I'll carry on. So I didn't live in the city like Kiri did. Kiri actually lived in the fucking city, like 10 minutes from the city. I lived in a metropolitan suburb, away from the city about half an hour, 35 minutes. I was in the city more fucking times in that summer than what Kiri did. And he was working there 5 days a week. I was basically living in the fucking city during my cricket, because I was coaching, I was playing. I was literally living in the fucking city. There were times where I didn't even go home to bed. I stayed in the fucking uni shed. I stayed in a shed, mate. I fucking slept in a shed overnight and returned to training the next day. And American does football, good old Ethan, has the fucking audacity to go to Kiri and said, I need a guide. I need a guide to show me around. I need a guide to show me around the city. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody? Motherfucker, I'm there more times than Kiri. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I love Ethan, by the way. I love Ethan, by the way. But that was hilarious. That was fucking mental. Sadly, I'm now 1 hour and a half away from the city, so I haven't been to the city in 6 months. Yeah, since I moved from here. Yeah, since I've moved here. So that's fucking depressing because I'm a city person. I'm a city person, man. That will change this gather round now that I have a car. I finally have a car. I can drive to the city. Only fucking problem is I don't like driving. Oh, mate, put me in a Lamborghini. I just fucking think it's a Toyota. I couldn't give a fuck. No, I miss the city. I want to live in the city. Kiri's living the dream. He's not that little fucker. Not only he's in the city, he's on a lake, mate. He's on a lake. He's on a fucking lake. Have a listen to this waffler, man. He's talking bollocks, man. A bit like fucking me. Maybe I should have married Beck. This guy's talking bollocks. Don't fucking tell me they separate and yet they get back together like they are on TikTok. Don't tell me that fucking artist bullshit. Listen to this waffler, man. Listen to this fucking waffler. Temu fucking Conor McGregor. When you get Conor McGregor on Wish. The Englishman Conor McGregor.
He told me I could start years back before he could take his number. But watching the videos, I could feel that was a complete lie. When I tried to bring myself with you and Tony instead of full manner, I was never interested in storming out.
This is bullshit.
I want to take people to a stable relationship, a stable love home, same as I had when I was a child. Stepping away from the experiment in the last week, I really thought about how I felt out of place on my own again. And as much as it breaks my heart to say, I felt a weight from off my shoulders, particularly at a time where I knew I should have been missing you. I believe you can have multiple soulmates in life. Some who are your best friends and some who are your lovers. I believe you're my soulmate as a friend, but I've come to realize there's doubt in my mind that if you are my soulmate as a lover.
Fucking hell, man. Look at this ruffler. He's just ruffling, mate. Oh. I love it how these videos turn into a mass watch along, eh? And like you don't get that on any other fucking YouTube contenter, man. You know, you're talking about footy, you're talking about fucking Harry Potter, and then you go to maths. Like, who fucking does that? Fucking me, big boy. Me. Russell Crowe, me. That's who does that. Fucking ruffling on, man. Alrighty, commercial break. Maybe the best commercial break ever. But yeah, as I said, planned videos for Gather Rounds. And if you think I'm gonna watch along while Geelong get losing, well, fuck me. I'll throw this camera on that fucking ground, mate. You'll see everything, mate. You'll see everything. I'll throw it on the ground. You'll see that live. Imagine that. And I will whip up my ticket and I'll just fucking head off. Fuck that, man. But hopefully I'll get there. My ankle is fucked. My ankle has been Kurt Angled. The ankle lock. It is in pieces. No Way Out. Undertaker versus Kurt Angle. Good pay-per-view. Good match. That's a good underrated match. If I might pin that to Bo from the Jumper Punch. He might agree with that. Underrated match. That match hardly gets fucking talked about. And that rivalry hardly gets fucking talked about. But this has been the Geelong Zone. Thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate your love and support. We will see you on Thursday. Was it Wednesday? When the fuck am I going? Thursday. We might get Kerry on the show. On Wednesday, Thursday. So when I'm doing my walk around, POV, you're in fucking Adelaide, I might get Kerry to go with me. We might bump into Beck. We might bump into fucking Beck and Denny. How good would that be? How good if we bumped into them, we get them on the fucking show? Wouldn't that be something? But anyway, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Goodbye for now.